Right, first time trying the live stream feature on YouTube. Thought we'd give it a go. So yeah, playing some Temur Rhinos today. Don't know if this will end up recording. Gonna see if the the replay will be available and if I can download or whatever. But yeah, just gonna try and get used to it. So playing a pretty standard Temur Rhinos list today, based, you know, pretty stock these days. We're going Bone Crusher Giant today instead of Seasoned Pyromancer. We've got 4 Furies, and then the sideboard's all pretty standard. So let's give it a go. Hope everyone's doing well today. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if something you're enjoying. Always good to get some more subscribers on board. I think we've got nearly 250 since I started the channel, coming up for a year now. So yeah, happy with that. But it would be good to power through 250, and yeah, and onwards. So yeah, please do consider subscribing if it's something you enjoy, and let me know in the comments what you think. Let's get into round number 1. Okay, we'll be on the play here. On the play for round number 1. Let's see. So we've got 2 lands, a Brazen Borrower. This is really good if we can find another land. So yeah, we'll go with it. I can start off with just a Scalding Tarn pass. I guess we could have gone Steam Vents tap there. Although we might want to dead gone something on 1. Unclaimed territory. So this could be humans. I saw a pretty cool humans list do quite well over the weekend, featuring Torak, I believe. So we've got red. We're going to want blue, green, I think. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to bounce that Ether Vial. We've got a lot of removal in hand. Yeah, just bounce the Ether Vial, stop our opponent going crazy with stuff. And now we just really need a land. See if we can find one. Just pass the turn here. See if my opponent has anything they want to do. Cavern of Souls. Naming human, unsurprisingly. Could be Thalia. In which case we'd have to... oh, Meddling Mage. Okay. So this is probably going to name Crashing Footfalls. We really need to see a land here. That's less than ideal, really. So we could tap. I think we're just going to ice a land, because we really need to find our 3rd land. And okay, so we find the 3rd land, and then next turn, well, we're kind of hoping that my opponent goes like play another creature, because then we could get, you know, more value out of this Fury. Okay, so yeah, that's really good for us. Yeah, so force isn't great here, but we can... so yeah, we're just going to Fury both these creatures down. Now I don't think our opponent has anything is think, do we need double green? Don't think so. I think we can just get mountain here. I want to look after my life total a bit. Actually, yeah, I think we can pass the turn. We'll make some rhinos at the end of my opponent's turn, unless obviously they go for another meddling mage, in which case we'll make them right away. Okay, 4 lands for our opponent. Opponent can play Torak here. There's a Ether Vial, which is fine. Yep, Noble Hierarch is also fine. Could be another Thalia. Thalia's Lieutenant. Again, that's fine. So we're going to make some rhinos this turn. Drawing another Fury would obviously be pretty nice. Okay, make some rhinos. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Okay. Another land, not too bad. So yeah, we can just attack here. We could have Violent Outbursted for extra damage there, but I think I'd rather hold this in case our opponent attacks us and we can make some good blocks. Okay, opponent actually searching for opponent actually casting Imperial Recruiter here. Just kind of new tech in humans from Modern Horizons. See what they go and get. They get a Deputy of Detention is pretty rough here. Yeah, this is another reason to hold off on the Violent Outbursts. Okay, so they're going to take all of our rhinos, which is fine. We have actually got lethal if they don't block with the Bone Crusher Giant. I would like to make some more rhinos, please. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll just fetch here. Now we can get a stomping ground. Okay, so we'll swing in. That's not a good draw. Yeah, we can just attack here. Will the opponent block? No blocks, so we do just in fact win the game. No reason to wait. Should be lethal. It is indeed. Okay, so exactly lethal there. Let's go to sideboard. Okay, so against humans. So we definitely don't want the Force of Negations. Blood Moon, I think we we probably want Blood Moon. Other than that, we haven't got much. Endurance is probably better than anything else in our sideboard. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Blood Moon can be really good against humans. It can also be less. You know, it might be that we should just be bringing in all of the endurance just as blockers, but yeah, there we go. See how we get on. Because yeah, they run so many non-basic lands. In fact, I think they only run a couple of basic lands that Blood Moon is just, you know, if you can get it down, it can just stop them casting any spells. But you have to get it down, and on the draw, it's slightly worse. Well, I guess a lot worse. I think we can keep this. It's got a lot of removal in. We can go turn 1 suspend, and then we have got the Fury as well, which is obviously going to be really nice against them. Right, I think we will go and fetch a basic forest here. Yeah, I want to keep our life total pretty high. Prismari Command's not too bad. Can destroy Ether Vial. So this could be a Thalia. Yeah, it's a Thalia, but that's fine. Oh, another one. Okay, well we might as well suspend that. Then play a Tarn and pass. Can't do anything else. Pass until end of turn. Opponent might just hold up the Thalia. You know, not play anything else into our Fury. But I think we're okay with that. Could be a Meddling Mage. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells. Okay, so that's okay. Let's go and get, we want red and blue, I think. I'm going to grab a Steam Vents. So I think we will just cast this Fury and we'll exile Prismari Command or Bone Crusher. This deals 2 damage. Yeah, I think we'll exile that. Oh, this has a different... Oh. Ah, okay. Yeah, I... Wow, I messed up there. Yeah, didn't read the text on Lavinia, the extra text. That was a real punt there. So we're going to have to... Well, I suppose we can endurance here. When's our... We got a couple of turns. Yeah, that was really bad. Just it's like 3 for 1 to myself. Okay, so yeah, we'll go and grab... we can just endurance here, block Lavinia. So we need another green mana and another blue, really. So we're going to get Breeding Pool. Yeah, I thought Lavinia did something else, but I just couldn't remember. Do you want to shuffle our Fury back in? Put it back on the bottom? Probably. Does put more lands in, but... Yeah, that Fury is stupid, but... Okay, so we get the Lavinia out. We have got 2 removal spells here. We do need to kill this. Well, we don't need to kill this family. We can just pay the 1 for the Crashing Footfalls. Grist. Well, that's new. Did not expect to see that, if I'm honest. Okay. Misty Rainforest. So I think we can attack Grist here. Opponent does block. Yeah, well, I guess it is a creature. So that implies, well, no, because my opponent can't really play. They can't really play something like Coco. So we might be inclined to let Thalia hit us here, because we really don't want my opponent playing another Thalia. Although, does it really matter? Does it count as a human? Insect. Imperial Recruiter. Goes and gets Meddling Mage. Okay, so that's okay. So we can stomp that, and then our rhinos will resolve. So let's go stomp this. Have to pay an extra 1. This is actually really good news. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Well, they've got one, you know, they've got 4 already. So, okay, so we will get to make some rhinos this turn. It will cost us some life. Sorry, not life. It will cost us 1 mana. Another Misty. I think we can attack here. Attack Grist. Maybe we should just be attacking my opponent. Okay, so they block with the insect. Then, yeah, we can just cast Bone Crusher. Just try and make it so that my opponent, you know, so we can try and get through. We really don't want my opponent to find another, what's it called, Deputy of Detention. That's really bad. But yeah, other than that, I think we're not too bad. Okay, another land for our opponent. So got 2 cards in hand. We don't know what any of them are. Mantis Rider? Well, that is a Mantis Rider. So that's not far from being lethal. Because they can go 3 and then potentially -5 Grist. Although we can Endurance that next turn. So next turn that would be lethal, although we do have a blocker. Please don't have Deputy of Detention. Reflector Mage. Okay. I mean, it's pretty good. It kills a rhino. But yeah, this milling things as well. Yeah, that seems really quite good tech. I wonder if Imperial Recruiter can get that. Don't actually know. So I would love to draw Fury. Oh, we do get to make more rhinos here. Which is nice. Okay, Blood Moon. That's not really great for us at the moment. So I think I have to attack Grist. I think we're pretty happy with any blocks my opponent makes here. Maybe we should just be attacking my opponent, not sure. But yeah, let's give this a go. Will they block? So they block that with the recruiter. We can bounce things as well. Okay. So this isn't bad actually. So we could go bounce the Thalia. If we go bounce Thalia, we get to kill this, kill this. We don't get to deal with Grist any damage. Although, oh, this isn't good actually because, oh, we can return Grist, I suppose. Okay, so I think we let this happen. And now there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there's. So we have to petty theft here. Because otherwise my opponent could just ultimate Grist and we lose. So, yeah. But we traded a Rhino there for 2 creatures. Which is pretty good. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see. Looks like my opponent recasting Grist. They can. Well, actually, that's a bit worrying because my opponent can go Grist, sack the insect, kill endurance, and then attack us down to 3. Yeah, which is what they are doing. But next turn we can obviously block with Brazen Borrower. We are dead to another Mantis Rider. Okay, another Blood Moon. So, think we're just gonna. Are we just attacking all my opponent? We attack all at my opponent. They might block. If they find one more human, that's fine. We go. I think we're just attacking everything at my opponent now. If they find another Mantis Rider, we're dead anyway. I guess this puts us potentially dead to. I guess we're dead to Thalia's Lieutenant, but we're pretty dead to that anyway. So what's this? Vigilance power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, not seen that in humans before. Good to see humans getting a resurgence. Do you like the humans tech? So I'm assuming my opponent hasn't really found too much. We have got lethal obviously coming in. In actual fact, we might have lethal even through blockers. So let's say they do nothing and they've bricked on a spell, we go flash in Brazen Borrower, untap, attack with everything. My opponent blocks Bone Crusher. Okay. Well, yeah, this is fine. So yeah, we block here. Okay, so opponent hasn't got anything there. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that well, is there any reason to not do this? No, I think we're just gonna hard cast this. We could go evoke and then blood moon, but yeah, this is just so much better. Yeah, that just wins the game on the spot. We go deal 1 damage, deal 1 damage, deal 2 damage, kill everything, and then we do in fact win the game. So yeah, good start to the league. Happy with the win. Yeah, very happy with that. Let's see what we can go up against in game number 2. Like I say, good to see some humans back on the menu. Always enjoyed the metas when humans was a thing. But yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, do let me know in the comments what you're thinking of the league, what you think of rhinos at the moment. I haven't seen it too much in the meta. There's the old deck list that does, the odd pilot that does well in challenges and things, or but it seems to have fallen off a little bit. I think I saw the challenges over the weekend. There were a couple in there. Death Shadow seems to have really taken off. Everyone playing Death Shadow at the moment, which is good. Another deck I really enjoy. But yeah, we'll still liking the Rhinos deck. Okay, so we're going first. They are a Lurus deck. Don't know. We've got a Force and we've got a Violent Appetite. I think we'll keep this on the play. On the draw, this would have been a mulligan. So feel like we can probably fetch basic Forest here, given we've got quite a lot of lands anyway. See what flavour of Lurus it is. Okay, so Blood Crypt, Ragavan. Okay, so Ragavan is a problem for us. Okay, not anymore. Think I'm going to want to fetch Shock here. That way I can hard cast Force of Negation next turn if I need to. So yeah, we're just going to stomp the Ragavan here. That was a really good draw. If we'd have drawn Fury, we might have had to... Oh, okay. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Is this going to be a Thoughtseize? No. Okay, so it's Grixis, but we don't know if it's Grixis Shadow. So we're going to go and get Steam Vents here. And stomp this Ragavan. Okay, so we see what my opponent does now. Okay, so they just go another Dragon's Rage Channeler, so Fury would have been nice here. So you just play the island and pass. I guess maybe we should have Violent Outbursted. Yeah, okay, so we should have Violent Outbursted there, really, to play around my opponent having Drown in the lock. Okay, so we'll let my opponent surveil, so they don't know what, they might not know what they want to look for. Yeah, I definitely should have done this last turn. That was a mistake, because now if my opponent's got Drown in the lock, we don't get to make the Rhinos. Let's hope they don't have it, but they do have it. That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, we're pretty screwed now because of it. Yeah, God, Punt City today, and we're taking 6 damage. Yeah, that was really bad. I should have just done it on my opponent's turn. In my turn last turn. I think we're probably going to lose now. I guess we could find Brazen Borrower. Maybe. Okay, iteration. Opponent's got a lot of gas here. Don't know if it's Shadow, but it probably is. Okay, fetch up Watery Grave. It is a Shadow indeed. Okay. So you get to make rhinos here. And we get to make more with that, but then the Dragon's Race channelers just kill us, so yeah, that was on me, that one. I should have just played out the made the rhinos in my turn. Okay, so we don't want the Force of Negations. We do want the Blood Moons. That's an interesting one. Don't think we want Prismari commands. Let's put let's just fill up on endurances. I think that's fine. Dead Gone deals with Dragon's Race Channeler if you get it in early enough, and it deals with Ragavan, so I think that's fine. See how we get on. Okay, let's play first. Could have sided out Gemstone Caverns actually here. Yeah, because seeing it there isn't great. I think we can keep this just about. Yeah, okay. So we want to go and get probably Steam Vents here so we can ice a land. Yeah, that Gemstone Caverns, if that was a different land, that'd be really nice. Might just get Thought Seized. Okay, looks like we're getting something. Inquisition. So opponent can't take Fire Ice here, so we're going to get to ice their land next turn. I'd imagine they take probably Endurance. Well, actually, yeah, it is Endurance. Okay, so makes our fetching a bit easier because we definitely want to go and get Steam Vents. Okay, another Fire Ice isn't the worst. So who did my opponent target? Okay, so they targeted me. So that implies they haven't got a fetch land in hand, because otherwise they might have targeted themselves to get a scry. Yeah, especially since we had a fetch land out, so they couldn't really look at the top of ours and get. Oh, they do have a fetch land, but that could have been their draw for turn. There's a Thoughtseize. Oh hey, sorry if I butcher it, Dragon MMO. Nice to have you watching. What are we doing here? Are we just playing a Bone Crusher Giant? Let's see, what do we want to do? Yeah, I think I'm okay to play a Bone Crusher here. So we're going to want an extra blue and an extra red really, but then I do need green mana. We don't actually need double red for this for a while, so let's get blue, I think. Yeah, we'll just cast this. Could do with finding some rhinos, really. But yeah, hi to the couple of people watching. Yeah, I see you put it in the chat, as I say, but it's my first time into live streaming, really, so just having to sort of get used to how it all works. But hope people are enjoying it. It's yeah, certainly a fun experience. Right, so we were good to find that land. So Bone Crusher, my opponent is at 13. And we've got some nice tempo-y type cards. Opponent could have Iteration here. Yeah, they do have Iteration. Steam Vents, untapped. Okay, so there's a Ragavan. So yeah, we can just attack with this Bone Crusher Giant. Not going to make the same mistake as last time, and we're just going to stomp that right now. Play around my opponent having Drown in the Lock. Could have. Was there an argument for just playing another Bone Crusher there, putting lethal onto the field? Yeah, there probably was actually. There's a Shadow. So yeah, we'll just bounce the Shadow. Get our sort of tempo on. So I think the stream's pretty up to date. This is game 2. We lost game 1. Oh hi, Rule. Sorry again if I've butchered that. I've seen people running Subtlety, but I'm not too much of a. I was never too much of a fan of it when we tried it. When I tried it when it first sort of hit the scene, but yeah, always intrigued to see kind of new tech. We could have Fury there, I guess. Opponent does block. Okay, so I think now we're just going to cast this Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah, opponent does have Shadow in hand, which is a bit of a problem. So drawing another Brazen Borrower would be nice. Here's the Shadow, so we can't really double Shadow. We need to make rhinos, really. So we could cast Fury here. Gemstone Caverns does not make us the mana we need. We could cast another Bone Crusher, which I think might be what we do. Then we take the hit from one Shadow. We could attack. If my opponent doesn't block, we're still short. We could... We could just play another Bone Crusher, but then we're fairly dead to removal. We could play out the Fury, but that doesn't seem good. We could attack and then play the Fury, which would kill a Shadow. But if we attack, my opponent doesn't block. They've then got two 10/10s. Ooh, this is pretty rough, actually. If we attack, they don't block, we play another Bone Crusher, we're dead to removal. I think I'm just going to play another Bone Crusher. We could stomp them and then play Bone Crusher, but I don't think we want to do that. Because yeah, if we do that, then my opponent, yeah, these are lethal, and we have to block more. If my opponent just attacks, I'm tempted to just take it. If it puts us dead to Dress Down. Okay, so they're just attacking with one, so we could double block, but I think here we're just gonna take it. We're just taking it here. So that implies they haven't got another Shadow. or they have and they don't want to die to removal. Let's see. If they just put lure us to hand, we can win by top decking Dead Gone, another Brazen Borrower. Okay, so this looks like they've got something like Drown in the lock. That's interesting. So that's a good draw. So I think we're just gonna sit on that now. Would have preferred a Shardless Agent there. Okay, so we could do this in my opponent's upkeep, so they can't Unholy Heat on a Shadow, on a Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so I think we go for this now in our... Well, it's them drawing Drown in the lock versus us trying to get them. I think I'm going to want to do this now. I think that's right. We really don't want our opponent, you know, if my opponent does draw Drown in the lock or Flusterstorm, looks like they haven't got it. They might have engineered explosives. Maybe I should have let my opponent attack. Okay, there's a Bauble, which is fine. I guess we could have let my opponent attack, blocked one, and then gone for Brazen Borrower. Then drawn a Stomp. Okay, let's see. So opponent exiled a Thoughtseize, which I wouldn't have thought they'd want to cast, but they might do. I mean, it can take our Fury, which isn't the worst, but let's okay, are they going to attack? They are attacking with one Shadow. Oh, now if... What do we die to? We die to exactly Bolt. If we go block, we then don't win. Oh, this is tricky. So if we don't block, they might play an... If we block and they play another Shadow, we're dead anyway. I'm feeling like I need to not block. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, apologies about that. I had to just take a quick call. I think I'm taking this. I put myself dead to Bolt. It could just be a removal spell on one of these rhinos, but I think we go to 2 here. I think we're just meant to go to 2. I could quad block. Kill this. My opponent would kill 2 things. No, I'm not blocking. If my opponent's got Bolt, they've got Bolt. I mean, it could be Dismember, but Shadow doesn't usually run Dismember. Yeah, so we can go to 2. And then I guess my opponent could heat 1. So my opponent goes block here, heats another one, goes to 1. We could then kill a Shadow. with Fury. Yeah, I think we have to go for it. We're quite far behind here. Got to go for it here. So opponent blocks that. So it's going to be heat by the look of it. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so that's pretty. Okay, so we have to make the mana first. Choose this one to keep. Cast the Fury. Oh, that goes down, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, that's... yeah, I forgot that. I think we had to go for that, though. I forget that this grows because it took extra damage. Yeah, okay. And now we just die to the shadow. Okay, we shall concede. Yeah, that seemed like a pretty rough matchup. Yeah, I made a mistake at the end there, but I think we had to make my opponent have the heat there. We were just dying to these shadows as it was, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there we go. We'll get into the next round. Oh yeah, shadow seems like quite a bad matchup. Drown the Lock, Thoughtseize, all the rest of it. Yeah, we were in it for a time there, but then yeah, the amount of shadows my opponent found was quite bad for us. And then I don't know. I think maybe I should have just triple blocked the shadow. Although then they had heat as well, so we would have had no board. My opponent would have had a shadow. Yeah, we have no board. My opponent has a shadow, and then yeah, we're pretty dead to that as well. So yeah, I don't know what the answer is really. Maybe that's partly why rhinos have fallen off a little bit. The shadow matchup maybe is pretty bad, but maybe not. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, glad to be playing some rhinos again, which is yeah, really nice. Don't know if anyone else in the chat has been playing it to any success. I have noted the comment there about subtlety. As I said, I wasn't really sure about it when I played with it before, but yeah, could definitely see it. The fact that it puts it on top of their library was always a bit rough. So just draw it again. But right, we're going to mulligan a no lander. This is actually fine because it's turn. Yeah, so we'll get rid of the Crashing Footfalls, and then we'll go Gemstone. I think we're just going to get rid of the Force here. We can't really afford to spend a card for Force as well. I need to draw another land. Or Fire Ice would be nice. Oh, another Brazen Borrower is not the worst. Really want to see that land off the top. So yeah. Bant Rhinos. So that's using what's it called? Ardent Plea, and so you get Ardent Plea. What else do you get? Oh, Teferi. How's it been going? The Bant Rhinos. And have you ever considered the 4-color? Because I know then you get things like Omnath, which is obviously pretty good. I've played around a little bit with Omnath. He's definitely fun, and he does improve your burn matchup. Oh, we really needed to see a land there. That's pretty painful. Yeah, that is pretty painful. We do have answers to Murktide, which is nice. If we'd have found a land there, that would have been obviously insane, because we could have gone Violent Outburst in my opponent's turn, and then yeah, Violent Outburst, and then shard this in our turn. Okay. So now if we find a land again, that Force was a good draw. Okay, we do find the land, so that's really nice. So in my opponent's upkeep, I think. No, wait until their end step, see if they want to do anything. So we can go... Okay, we can do it in response to that, actually. Yeah, they've used 2 mana there. So let's go and get... This is any colour. So we could just get a mountain here, and then we've got all of our colours anyway. So yeah, let's go Violent Outburst. Sorry if the stream's a bit behind, actually. I might be a little bit behind on YouTube to what's actually coming through on the chat. Okay, so we will cast that now. Opponent could have Spell Pierce, but we will force a Spell Pierce. We would also force a Engineered Explosives. Okay, the game's ended. Apparently we win that game. Opponent couldn't find an answer to these rhinos, so we do get there. Basically went down from the your own 4 colour down to 60 and dropped bread. Okay, so so it must have been more Ardent Pleas, I guess, for owning Solitude is a good place to be at the moment. And yeah, I guess getting Solitude is big game as well, especially against Shadow. Yeah, I took 4 colour 60 to the local, what was it, store championships, and it felt pretty good. Solitude is just insane. It's just an insane Magic card. Really good against Hammer as well, I guess. But yeah, what are the 3 to 5 flex spots you're thinking about? Right, for this one, I think we take out Prismari Command. It isn't, well, we might be bringing in Chalice, but I think we want the Endurances. We definitely want the Disputes. Oh yeah, we cut all of the forces for Disputes. Bring in 2 Endurances, and then Dead Gone isn't the best. I guess Fury's not the best either. Let's cut a couple of Furies for a couple more Endurance. I really like Endurance in this matchup because it just stops my opponent being able to... Well, it turns off and blocks Channeler, and it stops my opponent casting Murktide Regent. I felt like this matchup can be favourable, but you really need to avoid a quick Murktide. This hand is okay. It's got a lot of decent stuff. Just need to find a Cascader really. Spire Bluff. Okay, is this good? So Ragavan's not okay. So we've faded a turn 1 Ragavan. Okay, Fury. So drawn our 1 of Fury. Let's play a Wooded Foothills. I feel like we might go and fetch Basic Forest with this, because just to play around Blood Moon. Okay, so our opponent drew a card with Consider. There's a Tarn. Dragon's Rage Channeler. So we're going to actually. So now what we're going to do is fetch a Shockland. So probably so Steam Vents. Oh, that was a mistake actually. That should have been red green, because then we'd have double green for Endurance. Okay, so now we can play the Misty. If my opponent fetches here, we'll stomp this. So we're going to do it now before they can get Delirium by using an instant. So we are going to fetch a Basic Forest and then stomp this. Yeah, I mean, that plays around yeah, my opponent going something like bolt us, milling over another type. We are a little bit at risk of Murktide Regent here, but we do have a Brazen Borrower that can counter it. And if at the moment it would actually come in Fury range, so yeah, that's nice. Right, Crashing Footfalls is not really what we want to draw. I think we'll just play an island. Then do we play Bone Crusher here? Or do we hold up and play Brazen Borrower, which also lets us hold up Mystical Dispute? What do we think? Holding up Bounce and this is... I think I want to play the Bone Crusher. Maybe that's wrong. But next turn we've got... okay, so opponent counters that anyway. So we could flash in Endurance here, but I think I want to get more value out of it than just stopping them casting a Murktide. If we didn't have Brazen Borrower here, I would... okay, there's EE. If we didn't have Brazen Borrower there, I would have I would have definitely just flashed in the Endurance, getting rid of the Crashing Footfalls. Okay, so there's another one of those. So now I think we just suspend. So we really want to find a fetch land, because then that unlocks Fury and Endurance. Channeler. So we could counter that, but don't think I really care enough to counter that. So I think now we can just flash in the Brazen Borrower. Just use it as a blocker, really. Fetch land? Yeah, fetch land's nice. So we're not going to play it. Do we attack? No, I don't think so. I think I don't mind well, yeah, I don't mind trading here. Okay, so my opponent is bolting this. So they've put one on top, so I am now going to fetch. I'm going to play the Endurance because we just don't want my opponent. Yeah, we just we can't afford them to. We can't afford my opponent to go. What's it called? Murktide Regent here. I mean, we can counter it, but this just makes it a bit easier. I suppose we could have waited for attacks. We could have waited for them to attack and then we get to kill this, but I think that's fine. Okay, so we'll let them surveil, and then I am going to Mystical Dispute this iteration. Just quite a lot of card advantage. Is my opponent wondering whether to counter back? I'd quite like them to play another Dragon's Rage Channeler. Then we could Fury them both down. Okay. Let's see. Brazen Borrower. That's not too bad. Yeah, we can just attack now. I've seen some lists recently with 4 Endurance in the main. Someone really doesn't like Graveyard or Mill. So our opponent did put one on the top. They can't cast Brazen Borrower at the moment. Okay, so they must have put a land on the top. I'd probably counter another iteration. Not too afraid of Blood Moon. I wonder if I'm supposed to just flash in the Borrower here. I think so. I think we're just on the beatdown plan now. Well, another endurance is nice as well. This is the good thing about, this is what I always loved about Rhinos. You can just, you know, my opponent's got a good hate card against us, but you can always just win with flash creatures. So 6. So Murktide. You know, we've wasted so much of my opponent's mana here. Don't know whether we're meant to flash in endurance. So if this is Murktide, Jace. Okay, so actually we do just probably just win here. Yeah, we do just win here. So we'll dispute Jace, because then we can go endurance end of turn, and then Fury to kill Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, yeah, that does indeed get there, and yeah, we get there without any rhinos at all in that one. So, yeah, that's good to see. 2 more games left. We're currently 2-1. We've beaten. What did we beat? So we've just beaten Murktide, and round 1 we round 2 we lost to Grixis Shadow. Round 1, what did we beat? Oh, I can't remember, you know. bit worrying that I can't remember. Can't remember what that was. Nope, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But yeah, I hope to upload the video to YouTube at some point. So yeah, hopefully it'll either come back to me now and I'll remind you, or you can go back and watch the YouTube at some point. But yeah, Rhino just felt pretty good. Yeah, we're going to definitely keep this. You know, this is the kind of hand where you know, we can quite often fire ice on turn 2 on the players, just time walk. So we're leading on Flooded Strand here because we're probably fetching a shock land, and then this kind of disguises what we're on. Okay, my opponent does have Thoughtseize, so this is another Lurrus deck. Could be another Shadow, which would I think my opponent probably takes Fire Ice here. Yeah, sure enough. Okay, so we will go and get, I think, just Breeding Pool here. So we do want to see another land. Well, we're kind of too many Cascaders now. You know, this is enough to cast all of our rhinos. But if we can find another land, then, you know, we can make rhinos every turn for the next 3 or 4 turns. Okay, there's a Ragavan, so we really need to find a land off the top here. Gonna want double blue before double green, so come on, land. I think so I'm cashing that in. You know, this Ragavan is just a way for our opponent to run away with the game with us missing on lands. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Really wanted a land there. So looking like my opponent is on Shadow again. This isn't the person we played the last round, is it? Don't think so. So this looks like it's going to be a Shadow. If we can find a land, we're pretty good, because, you know, we get to make Shardless Agent, and then the rhinos are actually lethal. Land. Ugh. Sure. So we're gonna ice the shadow. Try and draw a card. Opponent might counter this. Nope. So still no lands. Yeah, it just sucks for this to happen. This opponent got more discard potentially. Yeah, this is where Solitude is obviously really good. Another Thoughtseize, so probably taking the Brazen Borrower. So let's go down to 6 though. Land. Yes. Okay, so yeah, we're going to cast Shardless Agent here. I'm just going to go and get a basic land. I think we'll grab Forest. Yeah, okay, so if we'd have found that a couple of turns ago. So this is possibly getting Drown in the Locked. No Drown in the Lock. Okay. So that does dump lethal onto the field. Opponent might have Unholy Heat. They've got sorcery, land, creature. No delirium, but they can just heat this. Okay, they bolt us. So that means we need to block because my opponent could have Dress Down. So yeah, we're just blocking with the agent here. No real reason not to. Because yeah, if my opponent has Dress Down, bolt. So yeah, we're going to attack here. So they heat a Rhino. Go to 2. Then we're going to play this other Shardless Agent. Yeah, just making Rhinos every turn. Opponent could have a counterspell here, which it looks like they do. Yeah, there's a Drown, but we are still at 14, so in theory this can't be lethal. We could just take it, but what is lethal is fetch land, Colligan's Command. Yeah, fetch land, Colligan's Command is lethal. But yeah, hopefully opponent hasn't got that. Shardless Agent being an artifact would be quite key there. Okay, well they can't shock that in. So they could have K Command. I guess they could have, if they've got another removal spell, do we attack? It doesn't look like our opponent is attacking. Let's see. Okay, so we draw Scalding Tarn. So if we attack, my opponent goes block, removal spell. Well, they definitely have something because they didn't put Lurus to hand, although they might just be bluffing. If they have removal spell Drown in the lock, I think we wait here. I think we wait until next turn, because then we can waste my opponent's mana. As soon as they tap this blue mana, we could do it in their upkeep. Gives them less to work with. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we'll cast this. So it looks like they do have something to say about that. Well, they've got dress down, so that implies they're probably looking for... I don't really know. I mean, they've drawn a card, so we get to make more rhinos here. We're not going to fetch. If we ever need to fetch, we can just fetch an island. So we possibly could have got there last turn. Apparently our Crashing Footfalls has created 2 mistakens, which is my opponent. Let's see what happens. Opponent has conceded. Okay, so we do get there against Death Shadow in game number 1. Let's see if we can do anything game number 2. So we're going to cut the forces. We want the blood moons. We can probably... Last time I think we cut some number of furies. I think we cut Prismari Command. It doesn't really do that much. Bring in the endurances. Then I kind of want another endurance. Do we want it more than a dead gone? Probably not. I think, well, is Fury that good? Let's cut a Fury for another endurance, I think. Just so key being able to jettison the graveyard when my opponent gets Lurus to hand. But yeah, good day, afternoon, morning to whoever's watching here. Don't know where people are watching from, but I hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good holiday period. This is my first kind of foray into live streaming. Never done this before. I usually just record and upload to YouTube. So I hope this is something people want to see more of. It's definitely been a fun experience. Yeah, and something I look to do more of. Hopefully there's some sort of way and means of me uploading this to YouTube afterwards. My computer was struggling a little bit to record at the same time and output the stream, so haven't actually done that. But yeah, I'll definitely try and get that uploaded. Right, so it's a bit slow. It's got Outburst and we can't fetch Basic Island. I think we're going to mulligan this. This is better. We will keep, and we'll get rid of the... I think we're going to get rid of the Fury, given that we've mulliganed as well. Dead Gone for a turn 1 Ragavan is nice. Okay, so they don't have a turn 1 Ragavan. So I think, okay, so that's a decent draw. But I think we're just going to go Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool, suspend. Yeah, unfortunately we can't quite fetch everything we need to here. Looks like our opponent, oh, they wanted to draw what they had on top. So they're double fetching. There's a Ragavan and a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, so we draw a Violent Outburst, which is pretty good. So I think that's going to fetch a basic. Maybe we just want to fetch... I kind of feel like it's Stomping Ground, but... Stomping Ground, then Basic Island. Yeah. Yeah, we kill the Ragavan. We take one. Opponent could be putting Lurus to hand here. If they do, I think we're fetching basic. Okay. I was gonna say if my opponent just puts Lurus to hand there, we go Blood Moon. I'm gonna do this now in my opponent's upkeep. We'll go and grab, I think, just a forest. Grabbing forest there so that we can cast Violent Outbursts on the Blood Moon. So if our opponent has Drown the Lock here, that's obviously going to stop us making rhinos. They do have Drown the Lock. Maybe we could have waited until my opponent's drawn, but then they're more likely to draw Drown the Lock. I don't know, maybe we should be Shardless Agenting. Dress down. Yeah, they get us. We're dead on turn 4 to that. Okay, well, we'll see if we can do anything in the next game. So, yeah, I don't really think there's anything we want to change. I think I could cut a Gemstone Caverns and maybe leave in a Fury on the play. Gemstone Caverns just not that great obviously on the play. Yes, certainly like to play first. Hopefully get a good hand here. Obviously Blood Moon can just win games against these decks with loads of fetches and shocks and stuff. Give our opponent a second. Yeah, we can keep this just about. So that can fetch an island, that can fetch a forest. So yeah, I'll just play this out. This can fetch mountain. If my opponent goes turn 1 Ragavan, or if they go any turn 1 creature really. Okay, so it's going to be turn 1 something. If it's Inquisition, they probably take Blood Moon. Okay, so if this is a Ragavan or a... Okay, so that's good for us. Because now we can go kill this and then ice their land. So we're going to go and need to get a basic. How high do I want to keep my life total? Fairly high. Let me go and get a... Yeah, I think we just get mountain here, then dead that. Okay, so now we go and get island. Yep, grab an island, and then we can ice this. Okay, so we draw a Cascader as well, which is obviously good. There's a swamp. Inquisition. Well, you know, if my opponent takes Blood Moon, essentially we're playing whichever one of these they don't take, I would imagine. They probably take the Blood Moon, yeah, because that just locks them out of so much stuff. Okay, so we will go and grab a forest here, just in case. we draw another, just in case we draw another Blood Moon, and we'll make some rhinos. Okay, down to 15 for my opponent. So depending on what we draw, well, Thoughtseize is pretty good. Takes our Fury here. Opponent goes to 13. Wonder if they've got shadows in hand. Well, we find another Fury, so I am attacking here. You know, if my opponent plays shadow, we've got to kill our opponent at some point. Suspend one of these. If our opponent plays shadow, there's a Croxer, which is pretty good. Wouldn't mind drawing. Oh no, we don't want to draw Fury actually. Really don't want to draw Fury. Oh, there's another Misty Rainforest. It's not what we want either. I think you have to keep attacking. Yeah, drawing more land there is really not what we wanted. Another Croxer? Could be iteration. Let's use both these lands for iteration there. Let's see. I think they are going for iteration. Yeah, it is iteration. See what my opponent gets. We could do that them. Okay, Scalding Tarn. So do you go to 4 here? They could just go and get something like Mountain and heat this, which is okay. It looks like they're going to 2, so they are dead to Stomp. Okay, just drown in the lock. So let's draw Bone Crusher Giant, please. We're just going to go and get Island again, just in case we draw Blood Moon. Let's draw Bone Crusher, please. Okay, so we're doing that right now. Yep, right away. We do not want to give our opponent the chance to drown in the lock our rhinos. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. Doesn't take a lot for our opponent, you know, doesn't take a lot for our opponent to get you know, to win this game. You know, I definitely don't feel, you know, we've got 2 lethal attackers on the field, but against this deck I really still don't feel favoured. You know, if my opponent has a shadow and a kill spell or whatever, we've got more rhinos coming in 2 turns. Opponent has to deal with both of these rhinos. They can do double drown, or they can heat, and apparently they found nothing. So we do indeed get the win versus Shadow. So we've won 1, lost 1 against Shadow this league. That pushes us to 3-1. Let's see what we can do next. Right, we'd certainly like to play first. See what we can do. Okay, so Lurus of the Dream Den. We can probably keep this. Although, yeah, keep this. And then we're going to go and get Steam Vents. I guess unfortunately you can't Prismari command at the moment, but we've got a kill spell and then we've got a bounce spell on 2 as well. See what my opponent plays. Nothing, so this could be Grixis Lurus. Gonna go with Steam Vents. See next. Okay, that's a good draw. Let's just play out the forest though. Next time we're probably Prismari commanding. If we don't draw something that we want. Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad draw as well. See what my opponent does. Nothing at the moment. Guess they're playing around me icing their lands, potentially. Don't know what this is. So it could be like Grixis Lurus. Could force here, could just Prismari command. I think we're just going to let it happen though. Not much we can do about that. I mean, we could force, we could Prismari command in response. Maybe I'm meant to just Brazen Borrower here. I think I am. You know, we don't want to use all of our mana. Don't want to lose all of our mana every time. Maybe that was a thing to just Prismari command there. Okay, so we can start attacking now. Opponent might be heating this, which we let resolve. Okay, bolt, that's fine. It's playing this, that gives them full information, but I think that's fine. So this looks like just Grixis Lurus. Is it another shadow? Don't think so, they would have shocked there, I would imagine. Maybe we should have just played Gemstone there, because this can always fetch basic. Well, given that I think it would have been at least 3. I can't remember what I played first, but given that at least 3 decks have been graveyard decks, Lurus decks, maybe the loads of endurance main isn't too bad. I'm going to get rid of Gemstone Caverns here. Gone is fine against Croxer Rhinos. Shardless Agent. Another Brazen Borrower. Not great, really. So opponent's shocking in, so they are going to get to Croxer here. And then we'll just return it to their hand. I think we're going to want to cast this Fury as it's our only threat. Let's get rid of... I think we're going to get rid of Force, actually. It's not really doing anything here. Gone. Ugh, another Borrower. So now we're probably discarding Fury. Trying to beat my opponent to death with these. Well, okay, so it is a shadow. So that definitely looks like our opponent has... I'm just going to bounce that. Maybe that's a mistake, but... definitely looking like they have some sort of counter spell here. Well, there's a Scalding Tarn. I think we just want to, well, maybe we want to maybe we should be playing Fury there, but I don't think so. Colligan's Command. Okay, so we'll discard the Fury, unfortunately. Okay, so here's Croxer. Okay, there's a Shadow. So I'm going to cast this. I think it's Shadow 3 times today. Okay, Violent Outburst. Hit him for 3. And then we have effects that we want to do in my opponent's upkeep. Okay. So we're going to play around Spell Pierce here. So we'll get an island. Then we'll go Violent Outburst. Make some rhinos. And we'll also return Death Shadow. So yeah, played around the counter spell there. We know opponent's got Croxer. There's a Shadow. 2 shadows. Yeah, Flooded Strand. We'll hold that. Just represents the unknown to our opponent. So if our opponent attacks, we die to Dress Down, but I think I'm fine dying to that. Opponent has got 6 cards in hand. So we'll just double block 1. If they Dress Down, then fine. Okay, Drown in the Lock. I think we had to go for that. Not really much we can draw now. Yeah, I mean our opponent's found 3 Drown the Locks as well. I guess yeah, okay. I guess Charlotte's Agent there would have kept us in it. Yeah, we've really wanted those endurances this league. Let's bring them in, and all of the Blood Moons. We can, yeah, would have been just as good main decking like this today. Okay, let's see how we go. Hey, Henkers, MTG, just send your message. I was just there's the sideboarding for it's game 2, round number 5. See you play Rhinos as well. Glad to see people still playing it. Yeah, really enjoying it. This will be the last game today. We're 3-1 at the moment. Played 3 Death Shadow matches today. 1-1, lost 1, and now this is the third. Yeah, we can't keep this really. If we rip lands, then it's good, but can't keep that. Yeah, this is fine. Get rid of a Fury. So just going to shock in the Steam Vents to start with. This way, if they play a turn 1 creature, we can dead gon it, and that saves our fetch land for a basic, which we're going to want to get in this place of this Blood Moon. Dead. Use our mana there. Okay, we really need to find a land off the top. If we find a land off the top, I think we're pretty good. Okay, opponent on the double. Okay, so there's a Ragavan. Right, we really need to find a land now. Oh no. That's so bad. Fire Ice would have been a great draw as well. Yeah, that's really rough. Really rough. We're going to have to bounce the Ragavan here. We'll go and grab a forest with this. So we're bouncing this. Yeah, mulligan is rough in this one. Missing that land drop was really bad, but yeah, trying to get Rhinos down because Drown the Lock has been brutal today. Got to try and petty theft this. Opponent now knows. I think just looking at the chat, sadly, the chat's a little bit behind me, so I could see your messages coming in. Draw land, and this hand is really good, but sadly we have struggled to draw the lands. There's Croxer. So I think I'm going to ditch the Blood Moon now. Because, well, yeah, I think we're ditching Blood Moon. Although, what do you reckon here? If we draw a land, we're going to want to make Rhinos anyway. Yeah, Ragavan hitting stuff can be really brutal. We could discard a Cascader, but I don't think that's right. If we draw a fetch land for Blood Moon, my opponent can still dash Ragavan is the trouble. So I think it might just be Blood Moon, and then we get to endurance them. I think that's the play. But yeah, this isn't looking great. If our opponent's got like Spell Pierce or something up, that's brutal. Okay, there's Ragavan. So yeah, really need a land now. Oh. Yeah, that's possibly the death knell for us. We don't need to endurance just yet. So we're going to endurance now, I think. Okay, they hit a Blood Moon. I'm assuming they're not going to want to cast that. Okay, they've got EE as well. So now we're going to go Endurance Pitch. Probably one of our Cascaders. Oh, no, I don't think they can. They croc. Oh, I messed up with Croc here as well. Yeah, I messed that up. I didn't realise that they'd cracked an extra card and I couldn't endurance, but I don't think it really matters here. Get rid of an endurance, I suppose. Yeah, I really should have endurance. Yeah, my opponent's got this EE as well. Okay. Never drawing the third land really does for us there. My mistake doesn't really matter, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice to see that we thought the same on the on that Ragavan play. I think it's definitely, yeah, Ragavan hitting you even once can just be really brutal. And if we're on the Blood Moon plan, we obviously